Today, we're talking about Advanced Micro Devices' recent Q3 earnings release and what we can expect in the coming months. Let's talk about it. Thomas, let's jump right in here. AMD's share price pulled back following their Q3 release. So what led to the pullback?
Yeah, it did pull back in early trading, but the weakness didn't last very long. The Q4 guidance was the culprit. It is a little on the weak side, but all the rest of the data was very bullish. You've got some legacy businesses beginning to stabilize, and AI is coming to the fore, and it should boost revenue significantly next year.
All right, well, here we are again talking about AI. No surprise there. But Thomas, you are claiming that AMD is shifting into AI mode, that there's strength in some new AI-oriented offerings. So talk to that a little bit more, if you would.
Yeah, right. AMD's got a pretty good spot in the server and the data center industry. It makes decent GPUs and decent SoCs, but Nvidia really stole the spotlight this year. It already had 80% of the market share. Its H100 chips are becoming in pretty high demand for the AI revolution. But AMD's shift is on that same track. They're bringing up their MI300 chips, which will compete with Nvidia. And they say that the production ramp is happening right now. They're ramping production to scale and expect to sell 2 billion worth of that very chip next year, which will be the company's fastest ramp in history.
All right, and what about the margin news here? How did AMD's margins perform in Q3, and what are the expectations for margin improvements in Q4?
Right, so the margin was relatively flat in Q3, which was good enough. EPS growth tracked in alignment with the revenue, and the guidance includes expansion for Q4. But really, the story is going to be in 2024 when it begins to ramp the sales of these AI chips, and we should see a significant expansion in margins next year.
All right, so let's move along to what the analysts are saying. What is their talk about AMD's future prospects? How are they assessing its potential compared to maybe competitors like Nvidia and Intel?
Yeah, so the analyst activity is a little bit iffy. You might even call it a little bit on the psychotic side, but I think they're setting the market up for gains later this year. Every analyst tracked by market beat lowered their price target, but except for a few naysayers, they all see this as an inflection point for the company. One guy even called it a Halloween treat, speaking towards the clarity and guidance for next year and the potential for market share gains. And that's really been the story all along. Nvidia is the clear winner in the AI chip market, but with AMD bringing up their new chips, there is a chance for market share gains, and every 100 basis points of market share gains will equal 50 to 100 basis points of incremental revenue gains over the long term. Now, about those price targets, they've all been lowered, but they still see about, what's that number, about 20% upside at the consensus. And I see that figure will probably trend higher next year as results start to come in.
All right, Thomas, give us a quick breakdown, if you would, of the technical outlook here. Share your insights. Why do experts believe that a market rebound is near?
Right, so I think that this chart speaks for itself. You can see a 10% gain following the news that has the market confirming support at a critical level. Let's pull that chart up and we can talk about it. See here, this rally is all driven by the hope and the hype of AI. Nvidia's results caused the whole market to spike, and then AMD sold off because it just didn't have quite the positioning as Nvidia. But now we're down here at the 50% retracement level, confirming support above the 150-week EMA, and the Q3 results sparked a 10% gain in the share price. What I'm seeing here is a double bottom, and a strong double bottom because it's already broken above critical resistance at the 150-day moving average, and the indicators are consistent with a strong trend following signal. There may be a little bit of consolidation. Unless some bad news comes out, I think that this stock will continue to trend higher. It'll probably retest 130 early in 2024.
Thanks again for all that you shared with our viewers today, Thomas. Let us know in the comments down below if you agree with this analysis of AMD or if you have other thoughts. We'd love to hear them. Otherwise, go ahead and check out the resources linked down below, and we'll see you right back here at Market Beat. Thanks, Thomas.